In the description are my 3 films, The Trap, Case of Death, and The Man Who Died. If you enjoy them, pass them on to other people. Much appreciated. All right, we're going to go through a few scenes in this movie, Snake Eyes, to do with possible predictive programming. It's an interesting story, and I want to review the film as well. My quick capsule review for this movie is that it's a complete heap of shit. But anyway, we'll go through it anyway, and we'll go through some of the programming, possible programming of this nonsense with Charlie Christ or Charlie Kirk, whatever the fuck you want to call him, right? Because this is clown world we're living in, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't know that, we're living in fucking clown world, 100%. And the people that are the biggest clowns are the ones that watch the mainstream and a lot of the alternative media and haven't a fucking clue what's going on. So let's get into this.
Security tonight, I got a lot on my mind. Kirkland's high profile, he's all over the news and brings the nutcases out of the woodwork. He's a real publicity hound, look at this.
The Olympic Games, and now the distinguished Secretary of Defense of the United States of America, Mr. Charles Kirkland. And senior next to the Secretary of Defense, no introduction.
Great idea. Put a flashing light on your head while you're at it.
Did he call him the distinguished gentleman? Why? Because he's wearing a suit? Man, this film's a turkey, dude. Apart from the guy there who's distinguished, the distinguished senator, right? Or the distinguished Charlie Kirk or Charlie Christ, whatever he's pushing, Christianity, whatever, Rabbianity. This is all a game, man. This is all a game. But to say, like, this film is a turkey, man. Just to segue back to the movie, this film is like a turkey without gravy, man. And you need gravy on a turkey, right? It's dry meat. So the senator is called in this movie that gets assassinated. His name is Charles Kirkland, same as Charlie Kirk. And he gets assassinated. And the way he gets assassinated in the open, in the public, is very similar to Charlie Christ. Okay, so we look at this next scene. And let's see what we see.
My lucky number? What?
So there we have the senator assassinated. He gets shot in the neck, exactly the same as Charlie Kirk. The blood squirts out of his mouth, out of his fucking neck. Okay, and it's a pretty good shot when the girl gets shot through the arm. That's a good shot, the good squib shot. And, so he gets shot at the same time. And I'm going to put the screenshot up here as well. This September 10th, it's set during a fight right in the stadium, in the open public. So it's September 10th. September 10th was the day that Charlie Christ was killed on September 10th, right, as well.
Phil, Jim, make this whole arena a crime scene. Shut it down. Nobody goes in or out until the main investigating party gets here.
Well, I guess that's one part that the film got right, because they sealed off the area that they didn't want any people leaving. It's a crime scene, right? So in the film Snake Eyes, they done that part right. But in the Charlie Kirk, Charlie Christ scenario, they didn't seal the area off. It's a crime scene. And when you have a crime scene, you have to seal everything off. No one touches nothing. Everything is there for the investigators to investigate. And plus as well, there was no autopsy done on Charlie Kirk, Charlie Christ, whatever, pushing Christianity, like I said, which is a big psyop, a psychological operation on the whole fucking planet. And the bullet didn't go through his neck. It hit the vertebrae at the back, they say, and it was a magical miracle bullet, and it stopped it. This is all bullshit, man. If anyone believes this story, I'm not saying that your man didn't die, right? All I'm saying is that things don't add up, and when things don't add up, a critical mind will always say, well, I need proper evidence before I believe anything. Next clip.
A Palestinian who's lived in the United States for the last 6 years. He's believed to be linked to a series of threatening letters written to various defense secretaries expressing outrage over the sales of missile systems and other weaponry to Israel. A handwritten note was found on Rabat's body.
Could you hold it up to it, please?
Apparently, he intended it to be found after the shooting.
So Gary Sinise's character there in the scene, they're blaming the Palestinians. They have their patsy ready, and when you watch the film, you'll see that it's kind of like he's in on it. Gary Sinise's character is kind of in on it, so they're kind of like blaming other people, and that scenario goes out through the world all the time in history. It's going to happen in the future again, so they have their patsy ready. They have their patsy ready to go, and there's a handwritten letter and all that kind of stuff. So they have all their story ready. It's very easy to blame somebody else for something that you're doing, and then put it out in the media that you're doing this and you're doing that. Not to say, right? Not to say that I think Palestinians are innocent. The way I view Palestine and Israel and all that kind of stuff is that the both of them are working together to milk Europe because they know they're dumb in this area of sympathy. So they milk all of Europe and then they flood all of Europe with the third world because the Europeans have high empathy. So the Palestinians and the Israelis are working together to milk Europe, right? So they always do that kind of stuff. They always do that kind of psyop crap on people. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, World War III is a psychological operation to get you to believe things about yourself and the world that are not true. Next clip.
Satellite infrareds from yesterday's tests.
They gave me those. They showed convergent impact.
Well, then they gave you doctored copies. These are the
Thank you,
originals
Scooter.
straight from the Proving
Stand
Ground
by.
computers. Please, just look for yourself. Okay.
She has the
I need
infrared.
you to look at the heat flashes here at the moment of impact. If the air guard had made
Start the
full
car.
intercept like it's supposed to, there'd be
Copy.
one dot, but there's two every time. The target blows up, but the air guard never gets within 10 meters of it.
Then why would the target blow up?
Because they rigged it, Mr. Secretary. They put on a fireworks display for you. The air guard doesn't work.
I had to shut that clip off there very quickly. Sorry about that. Just I can't listen to any more of it. These politicians pretending that they're trying to work for people makes me want to puke. So I'm not choosing these clips at random. I'm choosing them for a reason, and the reason I chose this clip in particular was to show you that the girl is talking to the politician, the senator, as if the senator is getting the wrong information, and the people that are in the military or the defense systems are giving him the wrong information, so he's not making the right decision. This is another psyop on people. No politician, no senator in this world anymore is working directly for the people. They're all in on it. They always design this thing where it's kind of like, it's just there's someone out there trying to do something for you. Not anymore, folks. Not anymore. They're all bought and sold. It's all been arranged while you've been watching Coronation Street, EastEnders, sports, all the rest of it. These people are bought and sold. So that's why I wanted to show that clip. Next one.
You don't abandon the whole system because of a few bugs. You fix it. Charles Kirkland was a politician, a baby kisser, not a soldier. And when the political wind said cut defense spending, he started playing political games with real soldiers' lives. He forced Powell into an early test. He positioned the system to fail because he didn't want to pay for it, so we pay.
So there we go, yet again. We have basically the same clip as before, pretty much. So here we have Gary Sinise in the movie Snake Eyes. He's basically pissed off with Charles Kirkland that's why he was assassinated, because he was doing deals behind his back and he couldn't get this program running and it cost soldiers' lives, right? So yet again, what they do in movies, I'm not saying that this is what do you think? Is it predictive programming or not? But to me, it seems like that Charlie Kirk in this fictional movie Snake Eyes is working for the people, and it's the defense systems yet again that are coming in and they're at odds with one another in the movie. And I don't think that that's really true. I think that they're all working together. I think that Charlie Kirk is nothing more. Did you know that Charlie Kirk was getting 140 million per year? This Christian Charlie Christ. These people don't get into these positions, folks. They don't get into these positions unless they're owned by the system. The same as Trump, the same as all of them. It's all a psyop on you, like I said a minute ago. The real enemy from their perspective is you, is us, is our minds. That's why if you think or say the wrong thing on YouTube or anywhere else in life, you can get cancelled now because the war is against us. Okay, we pay our taxes for these governments, right? Define irony, and they're against us. We're paying tax which we get nothing for, by the way. What do we get for our taxes? Zero. Nothing. So we're paying these politicians and these governments, and they're warring against us. That's why this world is a loony bin.
You got nothing, kiddo. Snake eyes. The house wins.
So we get Snake Eyes, the title from the movie. A lot of the times they do that. They try and get the title in for the movie somewhere in a Hollywood movie or in movies in general, right? So there he's explaining Snake Eyes, the house always wins, the system always wins. You can't really fight against the system. It's too big, it's too powerful. They want you to fight against them for a start as well, because then they can do even and get more off you, right? So just a segue to a side note on this picture here. Charlie Kirk. Doesn't he look he's a weird looking guy, isn't he? He's just weird looking, man. He looks like he's from a factory, like factory farming or something like that. And he's on a hanger and they take them off like the Terminator or something. And he just looks like he's from a factory farm or something. And like these politicians are like that, man. It's like they have the next one ready to go, right? Okay, we'll take this one now. Here's Charles Kirkland or Charlie Kirk, Charlie Christ, whatever. Yeah, get him in there for a few more years, get him in the public eye, and then we'll do and whatever we want to do with him, and then we'll get the next guy out. That's what it's kind of like. Next clip.
Keep dreaming I'm back in that tunnel. Underwater. Only in my dream I drowned. Wonder what they would have said about me then.
You didn't have to do what you did.
All right, I showed that clip there because in the movie, there's like this storm going on, like Storm Jezebel or something like that, right? Jezebel is kind of like a harlot. There's a woman in the film with a red dress on. She has red hair. So there's some symbolism there to do with stuff like that too, right? But there was an alternate ending to this movie. Apparently, they filmed it as well, as where Nicolas Cage at the end is walking to go to save the girl, and Gary Sinise is walking after him. He's put a bug on him, so he wants to see where he goes to lead him to the girl because he wants to execute her, right? So apparently, the storm got so bad at the end that they flooded in the scene in the movie. They flooded the whole area underground, kind of like not underground, but like in the hallway part, in the section where he was, Nicolas Cage, and they flooded the whole part, and he was supposed to drown, and that was supposed to connect on earlier on, because there's a scene in the movie where Gary Sinise explains that some military people were drowned, and that's to do with why the politician wouldn't sign off on something to do with some system that he wanted to bring in so people could be safer, the military could be safer, right? And he tells the story about people that were, when you scream underwater, it's not, you can hear them screaming underwater when they're drowning. A pretty eerie little scene, but that would have connected on to the real ending of this movie where Nicolas Cage's character, like I said, was supposed to have been drowning at some point, and that's how the ending finished with the movie. The movie finished a different way. They chose a different ending, which may not have been as good. I don't know. I didn't see the other version of it. But in this ending that we get, Gary Sinise executes himself at the end, which was a bit over the top. I don't know. It's like I said, it's not a movie that I enjoyed, really. It was a movie that was very contrived, very much bits and pieces of a movie put together, too smart, it just didn't have a good vibe to it at all. And like I said, a lot of these Hollywood movie makers, they get there because they are not necessarily all of them great movie makers. They're just in with the right people and they can be trusted and they make movies, and that's basically it. But a lot of Hollywood movies, a lot of movies are not really worth the paper they're printed on. All right, a couple of more connections here to do at the end, to do with Snake Eyes and this event. So there you have Charlie Kirk and Donald Trump doing the same hand gestures as Nicolas Cage from the movie Snake Eyes. So in Snake Eyes, 1998, U.S. politician Charles Kirkland, Charlie Kirk, Charlie Christ, same fucking thing, is assassinated at a live event by a shot through the neck. Another connection, in the movie, the boxer who's in the political ring is doing what he's told as well. His name is Lincoln Tyler, okay? And Lincoln was the president, Abraham Lincoln, years ago, 100 years ago or whatever. He was killed in a theater, okay? So make that connection as well. And there's no pictures of Lincoln after he was shot, which is bizarre, right? There was cameras everywhere then. And then there was no pictures of Booth, who supposedly killed him in the theater. No pictures at all. All right, so Lincoln Tyler, and then the assassin apparently of Charlie Kirk was named Tyler Robinson. So there's connections there to do with that as well, which is kind of bizarre. And the boxer, Lincoln Tyler, was called the executioner in the movie. And in both scenes to do with real life, supposed real life, and Snake Eyes, there was an execution, right? So make what you want of it, folks. I'm not here to tell anyone what to believe or anything like that. And it's not even down to belief, it's just down to, you could call it just your gut instinct, or you could just call it, protecting your emotions, because you don't want to be emotional about things, about anything, right? That may not be what is true. They can do whatever they want nowadays. They have the most amazing technology to do whatever they want. They can set up any kind of like stunts anywhere to get people going this way or people believing something this way. And I kept saying Charlie Christ for a reason, because the biggest psyop on this world is Christianity, Rabbianity. It's the biggest pile of bullshit in the world because it gets us to be inactive in the world.
Alpha 34, we have shots fired. Charlie Kirk is down.